Dale Comstock. In this segment of instruction, I'm going to talk about how to assemble a compact survival kit that's small enough that you can carry it in your purse, your backpack, glove compartment, or your car, or wherever. But it's small enough that it's portable and doesn't have a lot of weight or require a lot of room to store it. We start with a soap dish or a soap case that you can buy at, for example, Walmart or some other store, and that's what we're going to put our survival items into. I'm going to start with my signaling devices, a signaling mirror, as well as a segment of a VS17 ground signaling panel. It's about 18 by 18 inches. Next, I'm going to include a handsaw or wire handsaw, as you can see, for cutting small trees and limbs and things like that. I've also included a straight razor. Straight razor obviously can be used for things like skinning animals or cutting whatever I need. It gives me a little bit of a finer edge. And then lastly, I have a multi-tool. The multi-tool is very versatile. Obviously, it has a knife on it. It's got scissors. It's got tweezers, which are helpful for pulling out splinters and things like that. And then, basically, it's a tool that you can use and adapt to your survival situation. And again, it's all limited to your imagination. Next, what we're going to show here is some fishing equipment. Starting on the top left, what you see is a snare wire for trapping. Below that, you'll see fishing hooks plus sailmaker's needles for sewing. Safety pins that can also be used for fishing. Some weights for holding your lures down, and some fishing line. And on the very top, you see a little bit of basically some high-strength packaging tape, a very small roll that's kind of compressed, kind of flat. And again, it's tape that I might need for, for example, taping a wound close or something like that. Next, what we're going to look at is basically fire starting tools. So on the far left, what we have is basically a flintstone, a magnesium flintstone, followed by a lighter, some matches, and then some stormproof matches. I like the flint myself because it never runs out of gas. Even when it's wet, it'll still work. Whereas the other stuff over time will get degraded and eventually use it all up, and you've got nothing else to fall back on. Whereas the magnesium strip, you always do. Next is water. So on the top, what you see is water purification tablets, iodine tablets for purifying water. Very effective. Secondly, you'll see condoms. Why would you take condoms in a survival situation? Simply because you can use it as a water reservoir to help collect water. You can use it also as the elasticity of it for tying down things, etc. And then you have lastly, on the picture on the bottom is a sealable, heavy-duty plastic bag that's easily collapsed and folded, fits nicely into the soap dish if you compress it tight enough and you tape it. Basically, what that allows you to do, obviously, is the water that you do collect and you want to purify with the iodine tablets, you can do it in there, and you've got a means to transport water wherever you may go. Next items that you'll see are things I like to carry as well. On the very top left, you'll see what's beef bouillons. Basically, beef bouillons allow me to basically season my food if it's not especially if it's not very tasty. It makes it more palatable. I can make a broth from it. Below that, I have Lamoda for anti-diarrheal. Good chance you're going to get diarrhea depending on what you eat in the field, and of course, bacitration for any cuts that I may incur. Next, I've got some thread. And lastly, I've got plastic-coated twine. And interestingly enough, to probably many people, is I've got actually a handcuff keys and a compass. Obviously, we know what the compass is for, really to keep us oriented on the terrain as we're moving, if we're moving. And lastly, what are the handcuff keys for? You never know what kind of survival situation you're going to find yourself in, but if you find yourself handcuffed, you can always use the keys to help escape. And it's actually one of the items that we carried in our survival kits in the military all the time, just for that very reason. If we were abducted or arrested or whatever, abducted and cuffed, we had a means to escape. Basically, what we do is tape the key to the back of our buttocks, and it was that much easier for us to reach the key because of its location. So anyways, those are some of the items that we've included in the survival kit. And again, you can configure it any way that you want. Just think logically, what do you think you may need to carry in the field?